4.1, graphing a system of equations. We're going to start having to look at how to solve equations with two variables. Before we just, did our 5 steps, the distributing, combining, moving, all of that. But this time we have 2 letters, and so we have to have 2 equations with 2 letters. If we had 3 unknowns, if we had x, y, z, we would need 3 equations. We're going to skip that section of the chapter for this semester and just stick to the 2. We've got 3 ways to solve these. And so we're going to look at one of the ways here with graphing. We're going to take and use what we know about slope, intercept, and the slope-intercept formula. And so I want this y equals mx plus b. So I want to get both of these into that format, and then when I do, I can graph it. So y will equal 9 minus x, b equals 9, m equals negative 1. That's my first equation. So I'll go to the negative 1, to the 9, that's where I begin, and then my slope is negative 1 over 1, so that's down and to the right. So down and to the right 1, down and to the right 1. And we could just keep going with this, draw a line through all of that. Then I want to look at this equation. I'm going to rearrange it, so it's negative y equals negative 5 minus x. Can't keep the negative, so we'll divide by negative 1 all the way across. So y equals a positive 5 plus x. So my b equals 5, and my m is a positive 1, so we stick that over 1. It's up and to the right. So I'm going to pick up the blue and start at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's up and to the right, up and to the right, up and to the right, up and to the right. And so now we can see where they crossed right here. And so, whoa, sorry about that. So our solution is where the 2 lines cross. And so we look at that ordered pair. We're going to go over 2 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is our answer. The ordered pair is our answer. Okay, I'm going to pause this a minute and move my graphs down a little bit so it'll look different when you come back on here in just a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at another problem. Here's our system of equations. We're going to need to rearrange them. And so, got here, we have y equals negative x minus 4. And so b equals negative 4 and m equals negative 1. We'll stick that over 1, down and to the right. This one will become y equals positive x plus 4. So this becomes plus when it changes sides, and that already is plus, and I just scooted it over. So b equals 4 and m equals a positive 1, so over 1, so up and to the right. So we'll start here with -4 and down and to the right, to the right, to the right, down, oops, wrong place. Here, and then this one we're starting at a +4 and it's up and to the right, up and to the right, up and to the right. Okay, now these look like they're not going to cross because I'm only looking at a section, but we've got to go ahead and draw our lines. And this is when we've got to be really careful. Sorry about that. Pushed too hard on my tablet. We've got to be really careful because we want these to line up just perfectly. And so let's move this over here. Sorry. Line this up. Don't push down too hard. Okay, so we would go up, 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 up. Okay, I hope yours did a better job. My blue dots should continue here. That blue line you can see is off just a tad bit. And that's why I don't like the graphing part of this. Let's do our black dots so we can see where this really does cross. Okay, so you can see it's right there. So this is why the graphing, we'll do some graphing with this and you'll practice this, but on the test you're only going to have 1 or 2 of these because it's really, you can see if you get the line off just a tiny bit, your answer can be off. So the ordered pair here is -1, 2, 3, 4, and no up or down. So -4 and 0. Okay, let's look at a different, let's look at another type of answer for these. We can get, remember when we were solving equations, we could get a no solution or all real numbers, and so we want to see what this looks like. Okay, first thing I need to do is rearrange. So I'm going to take the first one, y equals -x plus 0. So that's where we begin at 0, and then the slope is -1. Put that over 1, so down and to the right. Had a lot of that one. So 0, down and to the right, down and to the right, again and again. The second one is y equals -x minus 3. So our b equals -3. And our slope is -1. And again, we'll stick it over 1, down and to the right. So let's do that. -3, down and to the right. And as you see, these will never cross. They'll never intersect. So we have no solution. Notice that these are parallel lines. And remember the parallel lines of the slope of parallel lines is the same. So if you notice here and here, we have parallel lines. They'll never cross, so the solution is no solution. Okay, let's look at another one when you'll have a special answer. Okay, here's our system of equations. I'm going to rearrange the first one. So we'll have y equals 4x plus 2. B equals 2, m equals 4, and we'll stick that over 1. We'll go up and to the right. So we'll start at 2, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 1. Okay. Let's do the second equation. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite this one again so I can be certain that I'm doing the right thing. I'm minusing the 12x. Then divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. Gives me y equals positive 2 plus 4x. B equals 2 and m equals 4. Well, that's the same as what I already have. So what that means, these are the same line. So every ordered pair on this line will make both equations true. And so that means this is an infinite number of solutions. Okay. Alright, so keep that in mind as you're working through these. With this infinite number of solutions, we're saying that you have more than one ordered pair that will make this line or these equations true. And so if we want to know if an ordered pair is a solution, we would have to plug it into both. So let's look at something like that before we finish up. Is -7 to a solution for, and they're going to give us a system, 3x plus 5y equals 26, negative 2x plus 9y equals 32. And this, if it's a solution, it has to be for both. So if it's yes for one of these but not for the other, then it's a no for the whole thing. So let's take 3 times x plus 5 times y equals 26. It's going to be -7 plus 2, negative 21 plus 10. That's -11, and that does not equal 26. So right away in our very first equation, we find out that no, this is not a solution. If it had been yes, then we would have needed to fill it into the second one and to see if it has to be yes for both. Yes for both equations to be yes for the system. Okay, good luck.